Hello, it's me, Laurie, again for another little DIY, hopefully easy video for you guys. Now, guys, I do my videos raw. I don't go in with a lot of script. I don't even go in and usually re-record. It's like what you see is what you get because I am a busy mama and I don't have all day to be recording these little tutorials. But I wanted to do this for you because sometimes on video it's a lot easier to understand than just reading a little blog post with pictures. So today we are going to create a cute little lace birthday crown. Let me show you. This is the exact crown my daughter wore on her first birthday. And it's very simple to make. I just took crown lace, cut it to the size that I wanted, and I hot glued the back together. On this particular one, I took a elastic headband that was already made, and I kind of let's see if I can show you, sew the ends down with my sewing machine here. Or you could sew it by hand too. Or you can also hot glue. And I'll show you that step as well. Then I made this cute little ribbon. I had a piece of scrap ribbon, so I tied it into a bow, and I just, again, glued that on there. Hot glue is great when you're using it with fabric. And this just went around her head, and it, you know, stayed up pretty well because I took the lace and I sprayed this lovely stiffen stuff on it and let that dry, and that stiffened it right up. Another crown I made for my youngest daughter was I had this really pretty silver fabric paint, and I painted that onto it and let it dry, and it also made it even like extra stiff. Now this has been sitting in a keepsake box for a while, so it's gotten a little flat, but what you would want to do is while it's drying with the stiffen stuff on it, stick it on something like this. Any kind of vase, wine bottle, whatever would work to kind of allow it to dry, stay standing up, get the shape you want while it's drying. And with this one, I actually made the headband. I took a piece of elastic and I trimmed it to the size of her head. I hot glued the bottom together like that. And then instead of doing it where the elastic went through the bottom of the crown, I just hot glued the elastic this way on opposite ends, and that worked out pretty great. This is where the magic happens. Welcome to my office. This is my little lovely office. I'll give you guys a little better tour. It's a little crazy right now. Gotta love the cat tower. It's pulled out from the wall right now, but I had this as also my little kitty room when my kitty was getting used to being at our house. But I've got this lovely IKEA gateway table that can fold away, super teeny tiny, about the size of this middle area here. When we have guests, we can turn this tiny little office into a guest room. But when it's not being a guest room, I like to leave it out, and this is where I craft. I got these little stacking stools that can stack on top of each other from IKEA, and my kids can come in and they can sit around and they can use it as a craft space as well. And I've got my IKEA bookshelves over here with my little cozy chair. Everything's a little crazy right now. Everything's always a little crazy in my office. Here's where a lot of my kids' craft projects go. Vision board. It's kind of a landing spot for a lot of things. I'm not even going to show you the mess of receipts that are over here that I have to scan and file. I'll give you guys a full-blown office tour later when this little, like, lovely space is looking a little tidier. But for now, let's talk about sewing this headband. So if you want to make your own headband, this is a really nice soft elastic. It's a 1/2 inch thick. And what I did is I took this tape measure and I measured my baby's, the circumference of her head, then lined it up with this tape measure and cut it to fit according to her size. Now some people feel a lot better about sewing. So if you wanted, you could take the two ends of your elastic, you could thread it through your sewing machine and you could sew it down. Or you could take your hot glue gun and you could glue one side here and then take the other side of the fabric and you'd have to let it set so that it sets with the glue on it. And it doesn't take long for that to harden. There's lots of different types of crown lace you can work with. I just wanted to show you guys 2 different examples that I've worked with. I think I actually prefer this one because it looks a little bit more princessy. But what I did with this is I kind of just rolled it out to decide like what size crown would be cute on top of my headband. You can go big, you can go tiny, just whatever you think is going to be most in proportion to your headband and your child's head. And then you're going to basically cut the other end of that to meet the side, and then you're going to hot glue that together. So basically what you would do is you'd take your hot glue gun, you would put a little stream of hot glue down here, and then take the other end and press it down. And kind of, it's hot, so you have to be careful, but let that sit until it actually melds to the fabric and it hardens. After that, you can take your stiffened stuff and you can spray it really well and let that dry. Now what I had to do with my particular stiffened stuff is a lot of times these nozzles, they clog. So what I did is I just got a small glass bowl and I filled it up with a bunch of this, enough so that I could stick my crown that had been glued together into the bowl and got it fully saturated. Then I pulled it out, kind of like let it drip dry, and then set it on top of this. And I can show you it with a one that's been completed. I set it on here and kind of like fixed all the little ends so that it could dry in the shape that I wanted it to dry. And with this, you'll probably have to let it dry overnight, or if you don't have a lot of time, you can use a hair dryer, but you really want it to dry and get as stiff as possible. Forgive the stains. This one was actually worn for my second daughter's birthday, so it's one that I've made before. It's been used, and I wanted to just show you guys one that was complete. But this is a pre-made headband. So what I did with this is I just laid it flat through my sewing machine and ran a couple stitches on top instead of gluing it. So you can either sew it on or you can glue it on. And basically, if you're gonna sew it, it's super easy. You set up your sewing machine if you have one, and if you know what you're doing there, line it up how you want, and then just run a couple stitches on that. Or you can hot glue it. That's another option. Entire headband. So I had cut it in the shape that I wanted, and this one I actually glued the bottom together, and then instead of running it like this where it's intact and you see the bottom of the headband through the crown, this one I actually cut it and hot glued. You can kind of see the hot glue there on each side. This also has a really pretty silver fabric. See if you can see in this light better. Fabric paint on it, which kind of just gave it a cool effect. So you could do that with the gold. I know gold is really popular right now. You could do it with a really pretty rose gold if you wanted to make a rose gold crown. It's easy to do before you do your stiffened stuff. You would basically lay your lace down on something, protected like a piece of paper, and then you would take either a sponge or a brush, dip it into your fabric paint, brush it on, get it on so that it's fully covering the white, let that dry. Then go through the process, once that's fully dry, of spraying on some stiffened stuff and whatnot. But yeah, so that's pretty much all it took to make this. It's really cute on. I'll post the pictures of my daughter wearing it. And it's comfortable because it's a soft elastic. This elastic goes behind the ears and kind of in the hair if they have some, so you don't really see it. You just see this adorable little crown, and it's so dainty. So this would also be really cute for like a newborn photo shoot. As a baby gift for like a first baby or just a new baby, and a first birthday, or as long as your daughter would want to wear it. It's just really, really adorable. It kind of just sits on the side there. It's something that also is kind of an heirloom gift, so it would make a really cute, sweet gift for a new mom if you wanted to like make someone something. And the way I did with this one and the little embellishment, I just glued this on. I basically just tied a piece of scrap ribbon and hot glued that sucker on, but you could also put little flowers that you could find at Michael's, like little fabric flowers, little paper flower embellishments. You could glue those along here. You could do little gems, whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit. Paint this, different types of headbands. I wanted to show you this elastic as well. This is a really fun, soft elastic, which would be really cute for, the headband, if they don't have any hair and it's going to be showing more. You can get that at a fabric store. Here's my dog. Hey, Winston. But anyhow, just wanted to show you guys all of that. Sorry for this super unprofessional video, but it's a quick video. It's a little tutorial, and I'll post pictures as well. Have a great day.